Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So, we are doing this Law of Karma series. And last week, we saw that how the Law of Karma is working. Each action has a reaction. And there is no way to mitigate those actions. It is like, and the karma is in a different stage. So if you remember, we did the karma in 3 stages: Kuta, Bija, and Falonmukham. The first stage was Kuta, which is unmanifested karma. It is in store. Like we discussed that every action we do, there it is in store. And when the time comes, it gets manifested. The Kuta stage is unmanifested. All the actions are there in store. Bija state is when it starts getting manifested. Like, so there will be sibling, there will be desire to commit those sin or a desire to enjoy that will be there. So it will start manifesting some certain desire. And then it will become falon mukham. It will give the bija will become fruits. So that will be the prarabdha. Kuta stage is aprarabdha. It has not come yet, not fructified yet, but it will be fructified. It is there in store. So whatever karma we are doing, it is all in store. And in those various karmas, some of the karmas we are going to get the result in this life, some in next life, some in after 10 lives. So that is how the law of karma is working. So when it comes in the bija state, it starts seedling, it will start showing some kind of desire. And then slowly, some kind of activity will start in the bija state. Like I am going to get the result. Like if a person has to become an IAS officer in his life. So from the childhood, we will see mostly that he is very focused in studies. He is very attentive. He has a particular kind of interest in particular kind of subjects. So we will start seeing some kind of those inclination in the child. So now the bija is fructified. Similarly, if I have to get a result, like I'm going to be I have to be in the prison or something, those desires also will get manifested in the bija state. Like I'll start having the desire of like lusty desire of killing or some sinful act, or like those kind of desire will be start manifesting. So in initial stage, it will be manifestation, and then slowly it will become like mature fruit. So I will do that. So similarly, this is what it has been said: thinking, willing, and doing is the 3 stage of the action. So first we think, then we will, and then we do it. So generally it has been told that thinking state only if your desire gets purified, then it is fine. Because if there is a like we have a strong desire, I want to this, I want, then thinking like I'm meditating on certain things, then I want to have it, and then I will do it also. So first we'll think from the mind, then we will do from the action. So first it comes in the mind. Every action, whether it is good or bad, it starts from the mind. So mind is the storehouse of all our activities. That is the reason Bhagavad Gita says have the control over the mind. Become the mind. Let mind be your friend, not let mind be your enemy. If the mind is our enemy, it will always be doing things against me. So this is the stage of the action. So like last class we heard that karma will get manifested in different stages. So we do not know what good karma I have done, so that I have taken a birth in a nice family, I am having the So you're taking birth in the particular kind of family, particular kind of education, particular type of beauty. Everything is the result of our karma. Shuchi Nam Shrimatam Gehem. So those, we may take birth in a particular family, that is also the result of our karma. I may be rich, it is also the result of my karma. I may be beautiful, also is the result of my karma. I may be ugly, is also because of my karma. I may not be getting enough education, and that is also because of my karma. So every activity what we are doing in this life is the result. So when my karma is going to manifest, I do not know, because we do not know which karma is going to get manifested when. So seemingly sometime it looks like some person who is very sinful is get enjoying, and some person is very nice is still suffering with so many material thing in their life, and or in the materially he has a lot of issues. So we start giving the blame to the Lord, that why the Lord is so unkind, that this person is sinful but he's still enjoying, and the other person who is so nice but he's still having the difficulties in the life. So there's a story of Dhritarashtra we will see in this connection, that why was Dhritarashtra born blind, and why all his children were killed at the battlefield. So Dhritarashtra once asked, "What has happened? I have not. I think he did wanted to know what he has done, because after the battlefield, why my children were killed and why I was born blind." So he asked somebody, and he said some astrologer or some Brahmana, and he asked that why it has all happened to me after, because he was very sad. So he did his past life. He started seeing, and he said 50 lives before, 50 lives, like 50 births before, you were a hunter, and you were there in a jungle, and there was a uh, uh, like birds were there sitting in a place, and so there was a father bird, mother bird, and they had hundred children, small birds. So father and mother bird had gone out to take the something for their children to eat, and that time you were there, and you saw that 100 birds are there, and they will not be able to fly very high because they were still children, and you threw upon them a burning net to catch them. So when you were throwing the net, that the father brother came, mother and father bird, they could see that you are doing that. So mother bird ran like very fast so that she can save her child, but she could not save the child. Already you had thrown the net, and the father bird was seeing it, and you had thrown an arrow and you pierced the eyes of that bird. So because you had killed those 100 birds in that 50 lives before, result was that your 100 children were has to be killed. So why it took 50 life? So this is all Purana stories. So he says, why it took 50 life for me to get that result? He said, you had to accumulate so much punya karma to have 100 children in your life. So getting children in our life is also some of our previous good karma, so that we have got a children in our life. So to get 100 children and that 100 boys in your life, you had to perform lot of punya karma. So the result of your punya karma was there, that you got 100 children in your boys in your family, 100 children in your family, and the result of your that one sinful act was that all your children were killed and you were born blind. So it took him for 50 lifetime to get the result of his action, but it was still there. Modern calculation sometime may go wrong, or sometime our computer may go hang and all the data can be erased, but the calculation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is not going to leave us. It is not going to leave us, because it is law of karma is very strong. Every action has a reaction. There is another story about this, is okay, like once, this story I have told before also. So once there was a child, and he went with his father. So father was a farmer, And in one last year, like previous year, he had a very good grains, and he had stored. Generally, they have a big cell where they store the grains. And the present year, his crop was not very good, and he had all the very weak kind of grain. So he was storing the previous year grain, and then he filled this year's grain. And then when he wanted after a few months to go and take the grain out to sell in the market, his small child was accompanying him. And then the father took out the grain, and it all started coming good grains. And then he told his father, "Father, it's a magical machine, magical store, like storehouse. You put the all, like not a very good kind of grain, but you are getting all good, means this is a magic machine." The father said, "No, it is now the previous life, previous year I had a good crop. So right now it is all coming, the good crops. But as soon as it gets over, then I'll get what I have stored this year." So sometime when we see that seemingly somebody is enjoying the life, even though he has lot of, in this life, he is doing lot of good bad karmas. Probably he has done something good in his previous life, and that is why he's enjoying, but his pap karma is still to manifest. And pap karma also, what he has done will be manifested after some time. So that is how law of karma works. Nobody will be escaped from our action. Whatever we have done, we have to go through it. So in this regard, there was a nice story, a nice discussion actually about Parikshit Maharaj and Shukadeva Goswami is given in the 6th canto of Bhagavatam. In the 5th canto of the Bhagavatam, Shukadeva Goswami speaks about the 28 kind of hellish planet. And he described what activity take you to which hell. And he says there are 28. And you do this, you go to this hell, you go to this, you go to this. And there is a name of those hell also. And he says, if you steal the money, if you rape the wife, if you drink liquor also, there is a hell. And when you are doing the aparadh of stealing, there is another. If you're burning the house of somebody, there is another. If you're thinking bad about people also, there is a hell. So there are various kind of hells. So after hearing the story, because he was discussing of the cosmology, Vedic cosmology, and Vedic cosmology, he discussed about the 14 planetary systems and all the stars and planet. And then afterwards he said there is a after this 14 planetary system, in the side of the right, there is a hellish planet, and there are 28 type of hellish planet. So when he told that, then the Parikshit Maharaj was very upset, because Parikshit Maharaj was a great devotee of the Lord, and he could not see the suffering of those people. He could not even hear that what kind of suffering we are going to face when we are doing the sinful act. And he asked, what is the remedy for these people? Is there any remedy or not? I want to hear the remedy. And then Shukadeva Goswami said that yes, there is a remedy. Everybody has to perform some kind of atonement, because that is how you can remove your a sinful act. So you have to do a particular kind of atonement after, if you have made. So atonement process is there to nullify the sinful act. So according to the level of sin, we have to perform a particular kind of atonement. So it is after hearing that, there was a conversation of Shukadeva Goswami and Parikshit Maharaj, which we are going to see in our next slide. Yeah. So here the Raja Uvacha means Parikshit Maharaj asked. Raja Parikshit said, one may know that sinful activity is injurious for him, because he actually sees that a criminal is punished by the government and rebuked by people in general. And because he hears from scripture and learned scholar that one is thrown into hellish condition in the next life for committing sinful acts, nevertheless, in spite of such knowledge, one is forced to commit sins again and again, even after performing acts of atonement. Therefore, what is the value of such atonement? So he says atonement is a process. So atonement is a process like where people go and do the atonement and perform the same activity again. They go to confess and they say that, oh, I did the wrong, and then again I perform the same activity. So he says people know that it is sinful. People know that I have to go to hellish. They have this knowledge that I'm going to get into the hellish condition, and I'm going to get the result of my whatever activity I'm doing. It is looks very nice that we want to enjoy a little bit of. This is our nature. It is said the cheating propensity is there in all of us. So there are 4 defects in every human. There are 4 defects. So imperfect senses. Imperfect senses means uh, we cannot. Our senses are not perfect. What we see is always not perfect. To be illusion, we have nature to be in illusion. Then imperfect senses, illusion, and cheating propensity. We all have that. Like wherever we have like a little bit also, if I gain something out of it, we want to have to overrule the written law. We want to do that. It is our nature. Wherever it is possible, we want to tell lies, we want to do something. So that is a cheating propensity. And what is the fourth? To be illusion,
Committing mistakes. Committing mistakes.
yeah, to commit the mistakes. Yeah. So it is a nature of a living entity to commit mistakes. We are not perfect. That is why we keep committing mistakes. So even after knowing all those things, a person, and even after performing the atonement, because as I said, Parikshit Maharaj was told about the atonement. You do the atonement to nullify your sinful act. So he says, even if you do the atonement, but you still commit the same mistake, so therefore, what is the value of such atonement? So Parikshit Maharaj was not happy. And he gives the example here, and he said, Kvachin nivartate bhadrat, kvachit charati tad punah, prayashchitam atho partham manne kunjar shauchavat. Kunjar means elephant. Shauchavat means cleaning. Sometime who is very alert so as not to commit sinful act is victimized by sinful act again, sinful life again. I therefore consider this process of repeated sinning and atoning to be useless. So Parikshit Maharaj was given one process that you do the atonement. Like generally we also try to follow like abhi to logon ko pata hi nahi hai ki there is a what are the sinful act. People think that drinking alcohol is not sinful because I am buying myself. And how can it be sinful? Everybody has their own life. But scripture says for drinking alcohol also we have to, like so many things we have to go. So one of this is also this, that we have to go to one kind of hell for this. So we do not even know, in the Kali Yuga, we are not even aware of what kind of hell and what activity of me is leading in where to me. But even if you know that sometime that this is there, still the desire to commit the sins or desire to enjoyment is so strong that we give up. We give up our right path, because immediate benefit we see in immediate enjoyment to the senses is very, very strong. So he says, so atonement is useless because you do atonement and you still do the same thing. It is like the bathing of an elephant. So Parikshit Maharaj gives an example of bathing of an elephant. So what does the elephant do? Elephant is like to sport in the water, and for long time he will do the water sporting, and he'll be there in the water for many hours. He'll be completely cleansed, and after coming out the water, out from the water, or after taking bath, again when he comes out, he will put the mud on himself. He will throw the dust over his head and the body, and as soon as it is returned to the land. So what was the purpose of being in the water and cleaning himself for so long? Again, as soon as he comes out of the water, again he throws the dust on him. So the atonement which we perform as a Vedic ritual, or the karma kanda vidhi, karma kanda process. So what is the use? Because the desire to commit the sin is still there in us. We are superficially trying to atone, but still as soon as the time comes, we will again commit the same mistakes. So Parikshit Maharaj was not very happy with this solution of what the Shukadeva Goswami gave to him. And here it says, to concentrate the mind, one must observe the life of celibacy and not fall down. One must undergo the austerity of voluntarily giving of sense enjoyment. One must then control the mind and senses, give charity, be truthful, clean and non-violent, follow the regulative principles and regularly chant the holy name of the Lord. Thus, a sober and faithful person who knows the religious principle is temporarily purified of all sins performed with his body, words, and mind. These sins are like the so by doing this, these are the Vedic karma kanda process where you perform the austerity, give charity, be truthful, try to be non-violent, follow the regulative principles, all those things you do. So what will happen by that? One will be temporarily purified of all sins performed with his body, word, and mind. These sins are like dried leaf of creeper beneath a bamboo tree. So temporarily you will be getting rid of all these issues, but again when again something comes in front of us, again we may lose our lose, and we may become loose and try to do the same thing again. So what example here is giving is, these sins are like the dried leaf of creepers beneath a bamboo tree. So if there is a tree, sometimes there are a lot of creepers also, they uh, grow under the tree, and which may be burned by fire, although their roots remain to grow again the first opportunity. So sometimes when there is a fire in the jungle or there is a fire, so on the top everything gets burned, but the root is still there. So performing all this activity, also there is a root there. Maybe we may temporarily get purified by all these activities, but still the root is inside. The root has to be removed. The desire to commit the sin has to be removed. Unless and until desire to commit the sin has been removed, we will keep doing the same thing again and again. So what is more important is to purify the desire. So this example it gives that sometimes this bamboo tree, the creepers are there, they get burned from the top, but the roots are there. So as soon as the rainy season comes, again we will see the plants growing from there. So this is how our nature is there. Okay, when we have we do commit mistake, and by performance of this ritualistic act, we may get over by a little bit by something, but still the desire to commit the mistake is always there in the heart. So then he comes out to the devotional service. What can bhakti do? So last class also, if you remember, we had seen that bhakti, the one of the quality of the bhakti is kleshagni. It removes the material misery from all. So this is one of the first quality of the bhakti. It removes the material, gives the relief from the material pains and suffering. So here we see devotional service brings immediate relief from all material miseries. And then this is a shloka from Bhagavad Gita where Krishna says, Buddhi yukto jahatiha ubhe sukrita dushkrita tasmat yogasya yujjasva yoga karma sukaushalam. A man engaged in buddhi yukto jahatiha. Buddhi say, when he is using the buddhi yoga, engaged in devotional service, rids himself of both good and bad reaction even in this life. Therefore, strive for yoga, which is the art of all work. So when we perform the bhakti, only he can get rid of everything good or bad. Because good is also giving me the result and bad is also giving me the result. Both is give. Bad is bad, but good is also not good, actually. Because good is also binding us in the law of karma. But for enjoying that good also, we have to come in this material world. And when we come in the material world, we do not come only with the good. We do good and we also, it's a package. So we also do good and we also perform some bad. So even the good is not good. Bad is bad, definitely, but good is also not considered to be very good. So when we take the process of devotional service, Krishna says, you get rid of both good and bad. You don't have to suffer even for good or bad. And then he says, in the sequence of that Parikshit Maharaj and Shukdev Goswami's conversation, where he says, I'm not very happy with the devotional service. He says here in 13 and 14, the desire to commit the sin is still there, even if you come and do atonement and you try to be doing some kind of the ritual activity, but the desire to commit sin does not go. Then Shukdev Goswami tells him what is the real solution of this. And he says, this is one of the my favorite verse from the Bhagavatam, and this is a very, we should learn this verse actually. केचित् केवल्या भक्त्या वासुदेव परायणः अघं धुन्वन्ति कार्त्स्नेन निहारम इव भास्करः. केचित् केवल्या भक्त्या. Kevalya Bhakti means unalloyed devotional service, where there is no other desire except to please the Supreme Lord. There's no other desire. There's no desire for dharma, artha, kama, and even for the moksha. The devotee of the Lord even not aspire to get the moksha. They want to serve. Mama janmani janmani Ishware bhavtat bhaktir ahetuki tvai. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim, kavitam va jagadisha kamaye. Mama janmani janmani ishware, bhavatad bhakti rahetuki tvai. Bhakti ahetuki tvai. I want your ahetuki bhakti. Ahetuki means there is no hetu, there is no reason to perform. So, na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim. Neither I want the beautiful woman, or nor I want the good parent, good life, and like a good birth, nor I want the lot of money. I don't want anything. Dharma, earth, kam, moksha, nothing. What do you want? I want your bhakti ahetuki. So that is called Kevalya Bhakti. So it says Kechit Kevalya Bhaktiya. And then whom to do this bhakti? Can we do this bhakti to anyone? Any puja we do in our life and we call that I am a devotee of this, I am a bhakta of this. Krishna says Vasudeva Parayana. That bhakti has to be to Vasudeva. Vasudeva Parayana. One has to be Vasudeva Parayana. The bhakti has to be performed for the Vasudeva, Supreme Personality of Godhead. And then what will happen when you perform this bhakti? Agham means papa. Dhunvanti karstena. If all the sinful act will be completely destroyed. And then he says the example, Niharam eva bhaskara. Niharam means the fog, dew. Sometime in the winters you see, when you go to the garden, you see in the morning there are small droplet there on the garden, on the leaves and the plants and the floor. So there you can see in the morning 6 o'clock. If you go 6 o'clock, you will see the droplet. But as the 6:30 the sun comes, immediate that gets dissipated. And after 5 minutes after the sun coming, we don't even see the trace where it was. It will be completely eradicated. It will be completely gone, dissipated by fog. So bhakti, then there is no trace even. Like in the other thing when we are doing the austerity, charity, some kind of this, then there is a superficially it gets like I can nullify some of the karma, but desire is still there. But here it is completely destroyed. So I'll read the translation. Only a rare person who has adopted complete, rare person. Not that Krishna has spoken various times that the person who performs the bhakti is very rare. Today we were reading Bhagavad Gita with other group and the 7th chapter. Krishna says that 4 kind of devotee comes to me and the 4 kind of people do not surrender to me. And then he says 4 kind of people surrender to me. Artho Jigyasu Artharthi Jnani Cha Bharata Shiva. So he says 4 kind of people surrender unto me. And in those 4 kind of people, those who surrender to me, one is Artharthi, like one who is in the want of some Lakshmi, knowledge, like money. One is Jigyasu, inquisitive. And one is Arti. Arti means one who is in distress. And one is Jnani. So the next shloka after that, Krishna says, Tesham Jnani Nitya Yuktam Eka Bhaktir Vishishyate Priyo hi Jnani no Atyartham Aham Sacha Mama Priya. Of all these 4, all are very dear to me. They are all magnanimous because they have surrendered to me. Even for the material gain, if they have come to me, I consider them very, very magnanimous. But of all the four, the one who is in the knowledge is very dear to me. Tesham jnane nityukta ek bhaktir vishishyate. And why? Priyo hi jnanino atyartham. That jnani is very, very dear to me. Aham sacha mama priya. Because I am very dear to the jnani. Jnani knows that I am because he knows me, the cause of all causes. He knows that I am the source of everything. He's aware that Krishna is the source of everything. And he has taken the path to surrender the Supreme Lord, because he knows that only if I surrender to Krishna, everything can be perfect in my life. There is no other way, because he is the source of everything. So he says that, and then the very next shloka he says, but that jnani is very rare. Bahunam janmanamante jnanvan man prapadyate. Very next shloka Krishna says, but that jnani is very Vasudeva sarvamiti sa mahatma sudurlabha. He says, after many, many lifetime, the one person who's there who's in full knowledge of me, that I am the source of everything, tries to surrender unto after many, many lifetime. And that person is considered to be Mahatma. Sa Mahatma. That person is Mahatma and Sudurlabha. So not only Durlabh, he is very rare. So that Jnani Bhakta is very, very dear to the Lord, because he has understood the supremacy of the Supreme Lord, and he tries to surrender to him with a full heart. So here we are talking about that bhakti, which is completely unalloyed devotional service. And when we perform that, so in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna also says, "Ye yatha mam prapadyante tam sathaiva bhajam." How much ever you surrender unto me, I will reward accordingly. So if you surrender 10% to Krishna, Krishna will give you the purification for 10%. If you surrender 100% to Krishna, Krishna will give you the purification of 100%. Krishna says in that series of shloka, Krishna says, I take care of that bhakta, because he knows no one other than me. That Jnani Bhakta knows no one other than me. So I am obliged to take care of that bhakta, because he knows no one other than me. Yes, sadhu hridayam manye. He says, those devotees, they do not know anybody other than me. And I also do not know, and like my devotees are very dear to me. And then these devotees are the one, they depend completely on me, and I become obliged to take care of them. So Krishna is not, he is very much reciprocation is there from the Lord's side. When we do something, he reciprocates. So when a rare person who takes the process of complete unalloyed devotional service to Krishna, he can uproot the weeds of sinful action with no possibility that they will revive, with no possibility, because now it's completely eradicated. He can do this simply by discharging devotional service, just as the sun can immediately dissipate fog by its rays. So here, Shukdev Goswami first gives the, then you should do the, this one, atonement. And then since Parikshit was not happy with that process, most of we will get atonement. We always try to find the easy way. Somebody say, if you tell that, if you're done, and then okay, let me do the sinful act. At the end, I will do the atonement. What is the problem? I will also go to Haridwar. I will also do some puja. I'll be free from everything. Right now, let me enjoy. So this is a consciousness we have in today's thing. Like, I will do that. But we don't think that the Krishna is smarter than me. Krishna will not give us an opportunity also if we are doing the mentality with this mentality that I will commit sin now and later I will do the atonement. Atonement is there when knowingly, unknowingly you have done something wrong. And then you really want to be very, very wanting to get rid of all, and you are really in the prayerful mood that Krishna, I have done this mistake and I want to atonement. And then you commit not to do it again. That is called the purification. I did it. I knew it was wrong. I have performed, but now I don't want to do it again. That purification has to happen. And that is accepted by the Lord. Not that now I have understood this. Okay, the sinful act is there. Atonement is also there. Let me enjoy right now, do all the sinful act. And at the end, I will do the atonement. So with this mood, if you are doing the sinful act, that I get the atonement later, Krishna will not give us the opportunity. He is very, very smart. He is very, very smart. So, but if we have this, take the process, automatically all our sin. So now this is, as it says, it is simply by discharging devotional service, just as the sun can immediately dissipate fog by its rays. So our it can be any form. Like this is again one of the shloka from Bhagavad Gita chapter 4, where he says, Yathe dhamsi samiddhognir bhasmat kurute Arjuna ज्ञानज्ञ सर्व कर्माणि भस्म सात कुरुते तथा. As the blazing fire turns firewood to ashes, O Arjuna, so does the fire of knowledge burns to ashes all the reaction of material activities. So when we perform our activities with the knowledge, by offering the result to the Lord, not making any mistake, and then and as a pure devotional service, then as if the fire is very like a, and how much ever wood you keep putting in that, and it all become ashes in and sometime in within some time it all become completely, there will be no trace of wood, it all become ashes. When will it happen? All my result of the action will be completely destroyed when I work with the knowledge. Knowledge, you should understand knowledge, that not that I am PhD, I am doctor, I am doing good things, I am helping people, I am doing that. All this knowledge is not required here. The knowledge required here is I am a part and parcel of Krishna and I have to work for the pleasure of Krishna. That knowledge we are talking here. Krishna is talking about that knowledge when he spoke this in the 4th chapter, transcendental knowledge. This chapter name is Divya Gyan, transcendental knowledge. Transcendental knowledge is all about your connection to the Supreme Lord. We do not even know that we are connected to Supreme Lord. Our connection to the Supreme Lord, that we are his part and parcel. We have to work for him because we are related. I was telling, I don't know, I not even actually in this class, we hear about the word Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Everybody is a Vasudhaiva. Like a lot of people do this seminar when there is a fight, when there is some riots, we are all Vasudhaiva. What do you mean by Vasudhaiva Kutum? Vasudhaiva Kutum means everybody is the family of Vasudeva. And we are all related to him because we have one father, Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is the father of every living entity. And that is how we are born, we are like binded with each other with Vasudeva Kutumbakam. So with this knowledge, when we perform our activity in the form of devotional service, then we can get rid of all the reaction. So reaction may be in the stage of kuta, reaction aprarabdha, which is not yet fructified. It will be fructified in 10 lifetime later, or in this life also sometime. So all these things can be completely eradicated by taking the process of devotional service. So sometime you may ask that if after taking the devotional service, if my karma is eradicated, then why does devotee suffer? Devotees also have a problem. Devotees also have a health issues and wealth issues, and a lot of time they get also met with an accident, or many things comes in the life of devotee. So if they have surrendered, then why do they go into that process? So Krishna says that I reduce their material misery very, very small. So if they have to suffer like this big, then they have to suffer only this big. And the second thing is, the suffering in the life of devotee is like a token, just a token, a small token. Like suffering in the material world is like an ocean, and suffering in the life of a devotee is like a hoof of cow, can easily cross over. Secondly, Krishna also gives the devotee the intelligence to understand that he is not the body, he is a soul, part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. So he elevates the consciousness of the devotee also, so that devotee does not feel the pain and pleasure of body so much. He is not affected by so much pain and pleasure of the body. He reduces the karma for the devotees. And now the Krishna takes charge. So normal people, if they are getting any difficulties in the life, it is the law of karma which is punishing them. But in the life of a devotee, it is not the law of karma which is punishing them, because law of karma is no more there for them. But now Krishna wants to purify them. Krishna gives them the token problems so that it purifies them, because we need devotee means it takes many lifetime to become a pure devotee, which we are talking about. It takes many lifetime to become to that stage of pure devotee, where you have no other desire to serve Krishna. So we have just begun our devotional service. We have just begun taking the name of the Lord, and we have just begun. So we, even though we are practicing devotional service, but we have so many unwanted desire in the heart, and we have so much unwanted activities also we are doing. So till the time we get purified completely by the process of devotional service, and Krishna will keep giving us the token difficulties also, so that I also remember, till the time we are in the material world, we have to remember that this is not the place to live in. We have to leave this place. If everything is very comfortable here, then we may also start liking the place, and we think, wow, this is like any other person. He says, what is wrong? People are suffering in the material world, but still they think, oh, what is wrong? Everything is fine, I'm okay. Sometimes it is okay, but it's fine, it's okay. If you see, you ask anybody, how are you? Oh, I'm fine, I'm completely fine. What is fine? If you talk to 10 minutes, then you'll say, oh my God, so much problem is there in the office, and so much problem is there at home, and my health is not good, and my knees are suffering, and my nephew has this problem and that. Like, we are all going through so many problems in the life. So that problems are there because of the material life. We are going through all those things. So agar if it is all very comfortable, then we will start liking this place. Even though suffering is there, we like this place to be here. We do not want to leave and go from here. If it is all comfortable, then why will we desire only to go from this place? So Krishna gives them the token suffering. So there is another example for that. Sometime, I think I have told this before also. If you are stealing the money from your father's pocket, father will also punish you, but in the punishment of the father, there will be love and care. And the mood will be that you should get rid of this habit of stealing, because you are doing wrong. It is going to bring a big problem for you. But if you are putting that person into the jail, then whatever it is in the jail, there is a defined punishment. You have stolen this punishment is there. You have stolen that, this punishment is there. You have raped the person, this punishment. So accordingly, what we have done, they will give. They will not be nice to me. They will be just seeing my track record, and accordingly, whatever punishment is there, they will try to give us. So, but the father's punishment with love and care. So when Krishna gives us the purification process, it is with the love and care. Krishna be with us, and Krishna still want to purify us. So he will be very soft. But the modes of material nature and the law of karma will be very harsh when we have to face that. So, our this law of karma say these are the 14 planetary system. We see that. So action and reaction takes us from any place from here to there. I may go to Bhuvar Loka, Swar Loka, Mahar Loka, Jana Loka, Tapa, Satya. This is the planet where the Brahmaji lives, in the Satya Loka. Or I can do with my wrong deeds on the Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Talatal, Mahatal, Rasal, Tal, Patal. This is our universe. Outside this universe, this side is the hellish planet. Sorry. So our activity can take us from anywhere from here to there. The karma can take us from anywhere here to there. And in the Bhagavad Gita says Krishna, Brahma Bhuvna Loka Punaravrittina Arjuna. You go anywhere, you have to come back again into the material world. The cycle of birth, that is also the result of our law of karma. And then the Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita that Mamupetya Punarjanma Dukhalaya Mashashvatam Napnuvanti Mahatmana Samsiddhi Paramam Gataha. Ki one who attains me, Mamupetya, one who comes and surrenders, Punarjanma, that person will not have the repeated birth and death. And which place they will not come back again? Dukhalayam Ashashvatam. So this is the word we have to remember always. This place is Dukhalaya and Ashashvatam, temporary. Here is temporary. That's the reason in the beginning of Bhagavad Gita only Krishna told Arjuna Matrasparshastu kaunteya sitoshna sukha dukkada agama paino nityastam titikshasva bharata. The miseries and the happiness is like the winter and summer season. Everything is temporary here. And this place is Dukhalayam. So Alaya means, like, if you go to Vidyalaya, you get the Vidya. If you go to Madiralaya, you get the liquor. If you go to Bhojanalaya, you get the Bhojan. If you have got the Dukhalaya, what you will get? Dukha only. Because this is a place designed by the Supreme Lord. And he has designed this place as a Dukhalaya. So that we want to go to the place which is Sukhalaya. That is how we will develop the desire to go to the place which is Sukhalaya. This is Dukhalaya. Krishna says, if you come back to me, you don't have to go to this place Dukhalayam again. And Ashashvatam. Napnuvanti Mahatmana Samsiddhim Paramamgata. After attaining me, the great souls who are yogis in devotion never return to this temporary world, which is full of miseries, because they have attained the highest perfection. Samsiddhi Paramam Gataha. They have come back to me. After returning to me, they will never come back in this material world. Till now, before reading the Bhagavad Gita, we were not even knowing that there is a place when you go there, you will not come back again and you will be enjoying eternally. We were not even aware of that. Maximum what we were knowing was some people go to Swargaloka, some people go to Narakloka. And that is very, very close to earth only. You are living here and your Swarg is here only. Just one step ahead. We were not even knowing that Maharjana Tapa Satya Loka is also a higher planet in this universe. And beyond this is the spiritual world. All these things we were not aware. The maximum desire was there, I should go to Swargaloka. More enjoyment there, life is good, happy life, Swargaloka. But here the Krishna does not talk about the Swargaloka. Krishna says all this loka is Punarjanma. All this is in the material world, and it's not going to give you the permanent happiness. You have to come. This is a universe. Beyond this universe, there is an ocean, and there is a earth, water, fire, air, ether, layer. And after that, one day we will do the Vedic cosmology. And Vedic cosmology is very good, actually. At least we will read the whole Brahman. So maybe one of the class we will have that. So then we will see which planet is where. So here, after this only there is a spiritual world. So then you will have the idea that there is a spiritual world where we can be permanently happy. And that the spiritual world looks like this. 1,000-petal lotus. And in the whole of the hotel, there is a Goloka Vrindavan. And all other petal is different Vaikunthas. Somewhere Ayodhya, somewhere Matsya planet where the Krishna is in the form of Matsya, Krishna is in the form of Kurma, Krishna is in the form of all other incarnation. So this, and then Mathura, Dwarka, Ayodhya, everything is there here. So people have a different kind of people. They different kind of, like, if you are attached to Radha and Krishna in the mood of service, devotional service, then you reach here. And otherwise, if you worship the Krishna in any form of Vishnu, then you go to the any other planet here, which is like Vishnu Loka, which is called a Vaikuntha. So all this thing is a very beautifully, and this spiritual world is the 3/4, and material world is only 1/4. This is 3/4, and material world is only, this is only 1/4 of the creation. So 3/4 people are living happily with Krishna. Only 1/4 people were rebellious to Krishna. They wanted to get out of the Krishna and wanted to enjoy independently, and they have been thrown in this material world to live in this material world. So already 75% of the people are living with Krishna happily with no regret. They are always, every step is a dance and every word is a song, and no death, no old age, no birth, no disease in this spiritual world. And there everybody is having around and all happy, and it's all good over there. So this is the place we are aspiring to reach, so that there is no, we do not have to come back to this Dukhalayam Ashashvatam. So this month also gives us the opportunity to reach that Goloka Vrindavan. This is a glorious month of Karthik, And the controller of this month is Srimati Radharani. And the Radharani is the one who is the pure devotee of the Supreme Lord. And she is the in charge of the devotional service. When we are performing the devotional service, our Adhishthatri Devi is Srimati Radharani. So when we chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So the Hare is the Srimati Radharani. Ram and Krishna is the name of the Lord. And where the meaning of this mantra is that, O Radharani, please engage me in the service of the Lord. So we are reading again and again that performance of devotional service will take us close to Krishna. And that is why we are praying to the Lord, ki, let me be engaged in your devotional service. Because right now I am engaged in my own service, my service to country, the society, the family, to everybody else. But my service is not, it is all misdirected. It is so service we can still do, but consciousness should be there about remembering the Supreme Lord. So we are praying to the Radharani that please engage me in the service of the Lord. Please engage me in the service of the Lord so that I can also reach to that planet. So in this month, we get the opportunity to perform some service to the Lord. And with that services, it is again, it's called a sale month, where you do very little and Krishna is pleased, because Krishna knows that we people are really dumb and we people are really struggling hard in the material world, but we do not know what to do. So Krishna has made this, some of the time Krishna says, okay, you do that, then I'll be pleased. So that in the very small time, we can burn a lot of karmas and we can become free from all these things to go back home, back to God. So Krishna creates this opportunity for us, so that in a very little activity, very little service, we can get the lot of benefit. So in the Padma Puran, it is mentioned that Vanaspati Nam Tulsi, Masa Nam Kartika Priya, Ekadashi Tithi Nam Cha, Kshetra Nam Dwaraka Mama. Lord Krishna says, of all plants, the sacred Tulsi is most dear to me. So we offer the Tulsi in the month of Kartik to Supreme Lord. So if you offer the Tulsi, one leaf, it is mentioned, if you offer the one leaf of Tulsi to Lord Damodar in the month of Kartik, you get the benefit of performing various yajna, various horse sacrifice and the other sacrifice, and like hundreds of sacrifice you do, and you just offer one Tulsi to the Lord, it is equal. So Lord has made it all very easy for us, so that by we doing very little, also we get the maximum benefit. So please note that we should offer Tulsi Maharani to the Supreme Lord in this month. Of all the month, Kartik is most dear. Krishna says the Kartik is very, very dear month to me. Of all the place of pilgrimage, my beloved Dwarka is most dear. And of all days, Ekadashi is most dear. So I'm sure many of you are following Ekadashi, at least in the Kartik month. Even if you're not doing, try, start from this Kartik, follow the Ekadashi. Ekadashi is very dear to me, Krishna says, and offering the Tulsi is very dear to Lord, and in Kartik month itself is very dear to the Lord. And then he says, among the 12 months, the month of Kartika is dear to Lord Sri Krishna. If somebody perform a little worship of Lord Sri Hari in this month, he offers that devotee his own abode. The statement is true. Vaishwanam lokam iti evam nishchitam mayam. He says, I offer my abode. So now we were reading, how do we obtain the abode of Lord? And here he says, just do little service in the month of Kartik. It is so dear to me that even if you perform a little bit of this, I give you my abode. So Kartik month mein, whatever service we do to the Supreme Lord, it gets the multiple time more benefits. So all these statements are from the Padma Puran. So one of the very important thing in the Kartik month is offering the ghee lamp. As you all must be knowing, and we discussed this the last year, and everywhere we discussed that. And offering of the ghee lamp is mentioned in all over in the month of Kartik. It is not a new thing actually. If you go and see in the previous years of your life also, in the month of Kartik, if you go to any Vishnu temple, there is a lot of deepdam happening over there already. People go to the mandir and offer the ghee lamp in the month of Kartik. People do Akash Diya, offer the lamp to the demigods, and they do all this. This is already, it was there. But what we have done it, we have taken it out and made it easy for the people to know, so that the very few people were aware of it, and they were the very few people were doing it. Now with the help, with the mission of Damodar Aarti and Damodar lamp offering, and letting people know about it, so that maximum people can get the benefit of it. Just offering a ghee lamp gives so much meritorious result to us in our life. If it is said that if our sin is like a Meru mountain, which is the tallest mountain, and when just by offering one lamp of ghee into the month of Kartik, the sin becomes reduced so much, so that you can, it like a blink of eye, like just all your karma gets reduced so much. So offering of the ghee lamp is very, very important thing in the month of Kartik. So that's why we request everybody to do the Deepadan to Lord Damodar. So this is a story from Padma Puran. There was a mouse who was residing in a temple, and he used to feed himself on the ghee wick every day, because when the lamp, sometime you offer the ghee, will be residual ghee will be there in the lamp, and the mouth used to eat that ghee. And one day when he was eating that ghee, and that there was a still little bit fire was there in the wick, and he started feeling burning, and he started jumping up and down. And since he had a wick in the mouth, and that it started blowing, and he was jumping, and it was a temple of Lord Vishnu, and he accepted that mouse offering as a lamp offered to him, and he gave that mouse a deliverance from his animal body, and he got a human body. So this is again story from the Padma Puran. How much beneficial is there. This mouse was unknowingly doing, he was not even aware. If you go to the in the Kartik month to Vrindavan or any dham, you will see all the Vishnu temples are full with the lights and lamps. In the Ganga, in the Yamuna, they will offer the lamp. So it is a Deepdan is a great festival in the month of Kartik in everywhere. So we can also do this ghee lamp offer to the Supreme Lord in our house. So we can see in the temple, Kalpakoti Saharshani Patkini Bahuni Api Nimesh Aredha. This Deepasya Vilayam Yanti Kartike. If even for a short time somebody burns a lamp in the temple of Lord Sri Hari, then whatever sins he has acquired for millions of kalpas, one kalpa equal to 1,000 yoga, are all destroyed. This is from the Skanda Puran. Kartik month mein, so this is not that something new we are like discovering something new. It has been already there in the Puranas, and we are just trying to open up and see and try to take the benefit from there. So it is not just we have researching something and trying to find out, like the scientist says, ki maybe I have found out this you do and it will happen like this. No, it has been already there. So this Purana says, if so now we were talking about the sinful act, how we get the destroyed all the sin of our life. So all the Kuta Bija Papa. So this offering the lamb to the Lord is a form of devotional service which destroys all the sinful act from the millions of kalpa. So this is so encourage in your family member also everybody to offer. We are all going with so many problems in our life. Just by offering a lamp, we can reduce it so much. Then it says, just as by rubbing of two sticks of wood one can see fire, so by offering a burning ghee wick to the Lord in the month of Kartika, one can see his merit without a doubt. So definitely this is again from Padma Purana. And there are many more. We can give you the booklet where the Kartik mein, the Mahatma of the Kartik mein is there, the offering of the ghee lamp. There are maybe 20, 30, 40 things are there. We have taken only few here to just make you understand that how important it is to offer the lamp in this month of Kartik. And there are so much merits of the month of Kartik. And how do we observe the Kartik month? So Kartik is a very, very special month. People take some vow. I had told last class also. We can take a vow of anything. Like yesterday, somebody was telling Mataji, I started offering in the month of Kartik. So you can start offering the bhoga to the Lord. You can offer the flower every day. You can get up early morning and chant. It's very important again in the Kartik Mass to get up early in the morning and chant our rounds in the morning. Increase our devotional service. Don't do anything unnecessary. Utilize your time for only doing things related to bhakti other than your own schedule. Whatever you are doing, definitely you have to do. Other than that, just try to be focused on your devotional service, for reading Bhagavad Gita, reading Shrimad Bhagavatam. I had told last class you all to read Krishna book every day. Um, uh, and then every day one story of Krishna book is very nice. Just make the habit, and this, it is in the story form. So it is not that how will I understand, it is in Sanskrit and all. It is just the story. Krishna, Lata, you can share the Krishna book link also to them. So try to read that Krishna book every day. It's a 1 or 2 page story every day. So you can observe these things, what all we can do. In the month of Karthik, one should daily worship Lord Damodara and sing Damodara Ashtaka, the 8 prayers of Lord Damodara. So one should sing Lord Damodara Ashtaka, Damodar. So we know the story of Damodar, and there is a prayer also written by Satyavrata Muni, and that prayer we sing every day, the Damodar, which pleases Lord Damodar. It is written by a sage named Satyavrata Muni. So we should read this prayer of Damodar Ashtakam every day. What else we can do is wake up during the Brahma Muhurta time, chanting the holy name of the Lord, offering bhoga to the Lord, recite Damodar Ashtakam, and show the ghee lamp every day. This is the most important thing one should do. Offer read Damodar Ashtakam and offer the ghee lamp. And then water Tulsi plant and circumambulate Tulsi 4 times. And offer the ghee lamp to Tulsi Maharani also, water Tulsi Maharani, circumambulate Tulsi Maharani, and offer Tulsi to Lord Damodar. That is also one of the very, very important acts. It is nothing it takes. So take the Tulsi and offer to Lord Damodar, Vishnu, all whichever Krishna deities are there at home, offer everybody Lord the Tulsi leaf also. These are the very small thing, but it gives you the result, which is like unlimited benefits we get it. So it is very, very important for us to these are very simple things also. Anyone can do it. There is no problem that Mataji, I don't have this, what do I do? Everybody has a tulsi plant at home. Everybody has some foods and water at home which they can offer to the Supreme Lord. And everybody has a time to get up in the morning and chant the holy name of the Lord and read. So there is nothing which it is beyond your, what should I do? I don't have this. You should just desire. Krishna will manifest everything to you. Hare Krishna. So I end it here. And I open you all for any question, comment, suggestion, realization. So every evening also we are trying to do the Damodar Aarti program, and we are reading, now onwards we will read the meaning of Damodar prayer, Ashtakam, every day 1-1, and then offer the Deepdan together. One Mataji sings and we do the Damodar Aarti. So, and then there we are talking about also Damodar Leela and different things about the Supreme Lord. If you're free, you can join there. Or if you're not free, then have the Damodar picture in your house, print out the picture, and then just a ghee lamp is there at home, offer the ghee lamp. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So